Hi, I'm Brett King, the author of Bank 4.0, The Rise of Techno-Socialism and Augmented. I run the world's #1 fintech podcast called Breaking Banks and the world's #1 futurist podcast called The Futurists. I've been working with Huawei for over 10 years now.
The digital transformation of banking, how we store money, how we save money, how we move money, it's all been made easier, safer, more convenient and actually more accessible for more people. Is this the golden age of banking for customers?
That's a good question. I mean, financial inclusion has been a tremendous boon, largely due to the smartphone, due to the phone, mobile phone. We've brought in 1.4 billion people into the financial economy for the first time just in the last decade or so, which is phenomenal progress. Considering that the 100 or so years before that, 500 years before that, we'd got to approximately half the population, but half the population was still excluded. So there's still about 1 billion people or so that need to be included in the financial system today, and hopefully we can get that technology. Mainly now it's about digital inclusion. But in terms of the golden age, we suddenly have the technology here with AI and so forth to provide a bank account that can actually help you manage your money, a smart bank account if you like.
What can companies like Huawei do to help some of these legacy banks if there isn't that natural embracing of technology? Well, actually, can Huawei be the partner for those banks to be the substitute to enable it anyway?
Absolutely. I think partners like Huawei are critical. So at some point these banks realize they have to change, and so once you pull the trigger on that, the ability to digitize rapidly becomes quite critical. So we're getting much better at doing that sort of transformation more efficiently. But at the same time, Huawei is working with the leading digital players and digital banks and this type of infrastructure and learning lessons about how we need to evolve computing platform and how do we need to look at integration of different disparate systems and so forth, and how we need to change the way we think about databases. And so you need a partner like that to really inform you of what's going to be happening in 5, 7 or 10 years time, so that you can make the adequate planning in the boardroom. And that's where Huawei's role is really critical.
And as you say, it's quite a list of things from ecosystems to data storage and intelligent infrastructure, if the companies embrace it.
Well, they have to,
it's on offer,
or they go out of business, yeah. Right? But ultimately, by the time we get to 2050, most of bankings will run like a DAO, a decentralized autonomous organization, an AI-based corporation. And you may set policy and so forth in line with regulators in the code base, and there may be a human layer to that. And there still may be some face of banking, in the way we have, but the need for branches, the need for signatures, all of that will have obviously long disappeared.
Final question, that you touched on banking 5.0.
Right.
You've obviously written banking 4.0, very popular as you say. You're an optimist, a self-proclaimed optimist, a celebrated futurist. Just cast ahead 15 years perhaps from now. What is banking 5.0 for customers and most of all perhaps for the canny legacy bank to sort of still be surviving? What actually is it in encapsulation 15 years from now?
So in 15 years we're probably going to be at Bank 4.5, not fully at Bank 5, because Bank 5 in the ultimate, the ultimate version of Bank 5.0 is that the economy is run by AI, right? And in that, you don't have money in the way we think of it today, and you certainly don't have banks in the way we think of it today. It's basically algorithm-based operation of society. Money transfer is in itself inefficient, for resource allocation and so forth. So we're going to use algorithms to find better ways to do all that. Ultimately, the function of banking and money in the economy will be absorbed into algorithms and it will be run. Now this is like getting closer to 2100. So in the meantime though, in 15 years time, we're going to see two major changes, right? We're going to see major restructuring of the way we think about a bank, in terms of it being technology focused, technology resources, primarily about the tech. And then secondly, I think we're going to start to see more of a social mission. How are banks and other corporations in society contributing to the overall social good? So if you want to be a part of banking in the 2040s, late 2030s, 2040s. The only path to you continuing in the banking space is essentially figuring out how AI is going to change your bank in the future.
Very good. I'll see you in 15 years and we'll see how it pans out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thanks, Brett. Thank you very much.